Welcome to Lebanon, Pennsylvania for the final 9 holes of the 2024 Lebanon Amateur Championship. Thank you to Reaper Disc Supply for supporting this coverage, as well as Tree Magnets for being the title sponsor of this event. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks-Wells and Gary Daddario. Gary, who do we have on our card today?
All right, so we've got Ben Appel and Connor Leaman in a tight battle at the top at 10 under par. Ethan Martin finding himself just still in reach at 5 down, and we got Matt Kuniegel, who off to a little bit of a slow start, but we'll see if he can get it going here in the back 9.
Still plenty of opportunities, plenty of stroke swings at this difficult Coleman Park course. Dan, what are we looking at here for these last 9 holes?
Yeah, as you can tell, this is a challenging track. As you can see, nobody was under par just yet. We'll see if people can make some pushes to get under par. We are here at hole 10. This is a par 4, 412 feet. Common theme here, these shorter par 4s and these tight woods. If you watch the front 9, you would also notice that. So these guys are really picking the risk reward here and trying to just smash a driver through, and I mean, who knows? Maybe try and get an eagle putt on this 400-footer.
Yeah, might be able to get some sort of outside look. Ben catches a tree about halfway down the fairway, drops him in the middle. Similar result there from Ethan. Kicks a bit to the right. Might be a little tricky footing over there. We'll see.
And as you can see, these young guys, full send, every throw. We love to see it.
Definitely keeps things interesting. This is looking like a nice angle for Matt. Just needs to hold on at the end of the flight. Trickles into that. What did you call it, Dan? The Hobbit trees?
Okay, I'm sticking with it. For all of you who are Hobbit fans, Lord of the Rings fans, you'll love this. Those are Hobbit trees, okay? That's what we're going with.
All right, we're filing for copyright or trademark or patent or whatever the right one is. If you're a lawyer, hit us up. We want the copyright on Hobbit trees, as that one scoots a bit long. This is a tricky little lie for Connor with the short basket in the way, but makes it work.
Unfazed.
Yeah. Little chip shot, working left to right. Seems to leave himself a little, I think he's a tad outside the circle there, perhaps.
Tough lie here for Matt. Little patent pending action, putting his full body into it.
Yeah, just a good job to get it back out on the fairway. That definitely gives himself a little bit of a look here.
Yeah, call this a 50-footer. He's been missing high a lot today, just a little too much height on it. Not quite getting that drop he'd expect. Nice birdie putt from Ethan. Stares it down the whole way, making sure that one drops into the bucket, and it does. That's a nice back-to-back birdies for him. Trying to make a late push here.
Good birdie for Ben as well. That brings him to 1 under par. And for right now, is the current lead.
You know, and like I said in the front 9, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out the front 9, you need to check that out right now. But the attitude on the card is shifting a little bit now that we're in the back 9, and you can start to feel the guys are taking an extra second or two to look at their shots, talking to their caddies a little bit, and the pressure is coming down on the wire here for only 8 holes left to go.
Yeah, you love to see that, you know? The inaugural Lebanon Amateur Championship. I know the TDs for this event would love to grow this into a large amateur tournament, so love to see the guys taking it seriously.
Right, on that note, moving on to hole 11. Another par 4, 441 feet. Hitting this gap off the tee, one to turn right. I see a lot of tree kicks that end up on the left, so we're trying to get by this initial gap. And there are a few holes that you can hit after that, but it stays tight the whole way. So this is a common play. You'll see a lot of forehands, and you just want to duck in. Whoop. Kind of missed that. You'll see on this next one. He looks like he get through. He looks like he got through pretty good. You kind of want to duck in either after or right before these slanting trees in the middle. And land somewhere. And that is a common play where you hit one of those trees and kind of drops. It's not a horrible position, but it's a tough up and down from there.
Just pushing a little too straight for Connor. Catches kind of the backside shrubbery of the fairway. Drops him down. Might not be a terrible line. It was looking nice. That hit like a weird limb.
And one interesting way to play the hole, big shout out to Jeff Bauer with the black ace on the yellow basket.
Oh, let's go.
It's an unfortunate lie that he probably had to play from
Yeah.
with a big metal thing right in his way, but not a terrible first shot. And a fun story, definitely.
Connor kind of gets knocked down there a little earlier than he would like. But Matt lining up a line here, gets a kick off to the left a little bit. Should have something to get up and down from there. So there's this little line on the left side that you can kind of chuck an overstable mid through. And Ethan looks like he does a good job doing that.
Yeah, well executed. Gave it a little run almost. Ben looking to follow those vapor trails and just a bit too straight. Catches that last tree, but keeps him inside the circle.
Go in.
Oh! A little metal for Connor. He called it right out of the hand, too. All right, so circle's edge look for Ben after catching that last tree in the flight. Big putt here, a lot of chains, but just doesn't quite get it to stick.
He's definitely put himself at that distance a decent bit today so far, and he's had a couple makes, a couple misses, so we'll see how that confidence plays out the rest of the round.
Good solid stroke for his comebacker par. Just rocket today in the basket, you know?
Love the confidence. So no change between the three guys at the top on hole 11.
Hole 12, par 4, 418 feet. As you can see, there's barely enough room for the drone to fly through. It's a dog leg to the right. As the drone weaves, there's a couple of gaps in here you can hit, but let's get off the tee, get to the right, and then deal with what you got after that.
I like the standstill there from Ben, just staying in control, make sure he hits that initial gap off the tee, knows that he doesn't have to bite off too much here. Ethan is trying to bite off a good chunk and is able to do that a little bit on the right side, but will definitely be able to make that work.
Yeah, you can see these guys, you know, those, you know, Connor and first guy go to the left. That's the biggest gap. But then you got to work your way even farther off to the right if you're going to take that gap. So some guys like to take this middle, as Matthew does. And that was a beautiful shot.
And quite rare. That was the first time I think we've seen Connor throw something that wasn't at least a 16 speed off the tee.
Yeah.
Good point.
Maybe a little gamesmanship, a little conservative decision making here down the stretch. Just trying to stay within striking distance of Ben. That's a nice approach there. I believe that was Ethan giving himself a look at the birdie. Ben's game is just so smooth. I've been watching him throw all around. That forehand backhand combo in the woods is just really nice. Great up shot there from Connor. Skips it under the basket.
this is not where you want to be. And Matt even said that himself.
Yeah, I believe him. That looked like a tough lie.
Does get out to the top at least, so should have a window to get up and down from here. Oh, just a little stabby throw. Not a lot of room for a follow through, but makes it work.
Conservative play that seemed maybe like a half bid, but he's fine with just taking his par. Keeping his one-stroke lead.
Oh, no.
I was on the road, I believe. OB. One of the cons of that full send putt is if you don't catch any metal with the OB behind, not going to be a fun time. And a big birdie for Connor Leaman.
Nice.
Puts him back at 11 under par. We are all tied up yet again.
We'll see if Ethan can focus up and knock this one down.
He's had a couple comebackers this round. Been good on most of them so far. Ooh, sneaks that one in, corner pocket. He's just happy to get off this hole.
Said count it.
Yeah, what is it? No pictures on the scorecard, but today we do have videos, unfortunately.
Yep. And guys, if you're on a card with me, I draw pictures, so there's no getting away from it. Hole 13. Kind of stepping out of the woods here a little bit more of an open shot, still dealing with some trees, but this is a par 3, 441 feet, sloping left to right to this gorgeous green hanging basket. So road, not the little walking path, but the actual road is OB. Is that right, Gary?
Yep, that's correct. This is the second of the 3 par 3s. This little pocket here at 13 and 14 are 2 incredible birdies to have, but man, are they tough to get.
They really are. And that was a rough kick for Connor. Catches a pretty early one. And Ben, kind of the same thing, but I feel like it's better to kick up that hill. There's like more space to throw up there. And I really like throwing the slow turning backhand on this hole. I think it has definitely a better chance of getting to the basket, or at least getting all the way out so you can have a jump putt.
Deep hyzer flip for Matt. Just doesn't quite get all the way up. It's going to need to, and it does hit something so he doesn't quite go out of bounds. But yeah, I like what you're saying, Dan, right? That the left to right slope will tend to pull a right hand backhand with it down the hill and helps you keep that angle all the way to the basket. Connor's going to have a long look at the par.
Yeah, it was a decent effort, but I mean, it's just tough on that right side if you're early. So this is what I mean. Like, Ben has a lot more airspace to work with, and he comes up short, but a better opportunity from over there.
And this is the first hole where you can kind of feel a little bit of the tension and frustration because, Connor kicks right off the tee. Ben has a chance of wide open fairway, and he kind of gets a tree kick, and both of them kind of, muff their upshot a little bit.
Yeah, and running one on this basket. I mean, it's elevated basket as well, so it's like it's no joke if you miss and go 25 feet past. And it's like he was listening to what I said, and he's like, I'll just take my easy putt.
Yeah, layup from
Smart
Connor
plays.
as well. A little bit of that match play mentality as we come down the stretch here.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing you're not going to lose a stroke, if you just lay it up, is probably the right call.
Yep. Decent run, but that's a little tough comebacker.
Chance for the only par on the card there from Ethan, but just off those right side chains, that putt is, and he sneaks that one in. Losing a little confidence here down the stretch. Hopefully he can pull it together with just a couple holes left and keep himself in that third place spot.
Yeah, and you got to be able to do that because Coleman definitely doesn't let up as the course finishes. The last stretch of holes can really take it out of you if you're not coming in there with the full confidence.
Absolutely. And as these two tap in, this wasn't one of the hardest holes to par, but it was gone unbirdied, which is a tough hole, really tough hole. So getting par on this hole is a good score. You're not losing strokes on anyone.
Definitely not these guys on the lead card. Tough sled.
Right. Hole 14, par 3, 414 feet. Dealing with a dog leg left, so it's kind of a straight shot to a hyzer. You got to rip one if you want to get there. This is a little downhill, but you got to push it straight as far as you can, and then maybe try and get a little skip over to have a putt at it. So you can see the short hanging basket there. He's going to be a little short of the long.
And those limbs on those trees there, they hang a lot lower than they look. So it's going to be a little bit of a low ceiling for his approach.
Similar shot from Ben. This just needs to push forward a little bit more. Sometimes it's hard to get yourself to do that because I've seen a couple accidentally flip and kind of just go straight and end up out of bounds actually. So they're just trying to avoid that, I would assume.
This is what we were excited for right here.
I love the idea. Oh, nice little redirection. I love the idea, just that disc is a little too flippy. Didn't quite hold on to that cut as long as he needed it to, but good thought, good line from Matt. Not a terrible result. But pretty much everybody's just over here in the short left area.
Guys, come to Coleman and you might have a shot from this beautiful lie. Just pink petals everywhere.
Oh no, and there's that low ceiling. Coming back to bite Ben, comes up quite a bit short.
Yeah, I can see what you guys are saying. Like he even went to the skip shot to just avoid those low hangers. Smart play.
Connor just says, I'll just go through them. what limbs?
What are you talking about?
When you putt 100 miles per hour, the limbs can't stop you.
Bro, just throw hard enough to go through them, you know?
Exactly.
Big par save moment for Ben.
For sure. 40-footer from circle 2.
Whoa.
And it doesn't stick. Oh, that was a 50-50 putt for sure.
Connor here to take the one-stroke lead. Well done.
Tap the basket. Yep. Maybe not for the par putts, but that was a big one. So, any birdies on this one, Dan?
There actually was. There was one birdie. PJ Barth. Well done, PJ.
Nice.
Yeah, you may have been able to see it over there. This was a CTP hole for them, and he was maybe 15 or 20 feet from the basket off his drive.
Well done. Tough CTP hole. And we are moving on to the most popular hole on the course due to the green. This is a par 4, 425 feet. It is eagleable, but you can see these awesome structures that this basket is built upon. So that is the challenge of the hole.
The castle ruins.
Yes. Like something out of Lord of the Rings.
It was just too perfect.
This is where Boromir died, right?
Yeah.
This is it right here.
Spoiler.
No, so this is a hole where this is the most open fairway you're going to get, or just about. So you get to just absolutely rip one through here. These guys, I'm sure, appreciate that. So it is eagleable. But if you don't land one like really close, it is tough to approach and land it on top of the castle.
We got this nice eagle eye catch cam here, looking down from above. These are some nice drives looking so far, able to get themselves in that like 150 foot upshot range, which is really what you want.
Yeah.
This is a full flight.
Yeah, props to Dave because he was on the green on the previous hole. When we walked into this one, he is up there on the hill.
He scurried up there.
Hey, Dave.
Oh man, that is an interesting lie. Gonna putt from the one castle to the other.
Oh no, he knows it too. He's like the only tree I have to miss.
Maybe just a little too far for the jump putt there from Connor. Oh, giving it a run.
That one landed in the crack there.
I think so.
You see that right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's no big deal. Those don't go down too deep. The problem is if you, and that's not a problem either, because that's not so far back up. The problem is if you're short, and this is yeah, you're right. This is a cool lie.
Call this a 50-footer. Oh, just a bit off of Ben. Yeah, this is what you're talking
issue.
about.
Yeah, this is straight up. It's just so hard to get it that high.
Yeah, not quite as bad on the backside. A good putt there from Matt.
Great birdie.
You done? All right.
Short par putts coming up for the rest of these. Or actually, birdie putt for Ethan, I believe. But
And you can see Connor taking his time there. We only have a few holes left to go, and every one of these putts matters.
Right, you are right. So this came in as the easiest hole on the course. 0.4 strokes under par. Getting down to the wire here, moving on to 16. This is a par 4, 530 feet. Kind of want to throw a straight to hyzer shot or straight to left shot off the tee, and you have this little downhill back over to the right into this gully. But there is a lot of rough near the basket, so you kind of want to even be closer than circle's edge. Ooh, you could hear it. He said he pulled it out of his hand. Where is it, Dave?
somewhere over there. Oh, this is looking spicy. The late flip from Matt. Parks the short basket.
Yeah, we'll take that for the long one as well. Connor didn't like it. That is a bad kick. You do not want to go right on this hole.
Ben with a chance to do something here. He also gets a bit of a kick off to the right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not ideal. But just got to try and get himself as far as he can back onto the fairway.
Yeah, don't try to do too much here. Just give yourself a chance for the good. Smart play, Connor.
Go.
Can't take the big number now. You just got to keep yourself in it. A bogey here is fine.
Right. Definitely going back to really high speed though. I wonder if he's going for the basket there. If he's, I don't know.
Hard to say. Was still able to bite off a pretty good chunk. Good pitch out there from Ethan. Yeah, look at just these tough lies over here.
I wonder if Ben's far enough down. Yeah, he's kind of closer to the short basket where it'll make. He hits a little early though.
Yeah.
I think he hit the short basket.
Maybe. Maybe.
I promise I didn't put that one in his circle 2 percentage for the round.
Okay.
Oh, what an
Beautiful.
upshot.
Great shot.
That's just playing this whole textbook. Giving it a run. Oh,
In. Wow.
big shot here for Ben. If he can get up and down. Oh, and he gives it a run too, goes a bit deep. But he'll be putting for par, whereas Connor just needs to give himself some sort of look for bogey.
Yeah.
That's a great shot from him there.
Okay. That's an outside the circle look, but gave himself a chance.
Yeah, got about a 50-footer downhill just to save a bogey and just keep himself in this thing. Oh, and he knocks it down.
Big time. Look at him, he knows it.
Runs it down, yeah. That's huge.
And a confident Connor is a scary Connor.
Oh, no. Wow, and a little big putt situation maybe as Ben just rushes that one a little bit. And wow, Connor keeps the lead by 1.
And fantastic birdie by Matthew. Played the hole like you want to.
Yeah, back-to-back birdies from him. And Ethan will drop in the par. 4 back of the lead right now with 2 left. Not out of it quite yet.
And you're not out of it because we're coming to hole 17, which is a tough hole. Par 4, 610 feet. It's downhill to start. Well, it's downhill almost the whole way. Tight gaps. The short basket to the right of it's kind of the landing zone, and then there's a really small gap right where the drone flew right there to try and get to this basket. OB to the left, and if you go to the right, it's a cliff. It might as well be OB down there.
Plenty of swings to be had. Oh, was he lining up the roller there? I would love to see that finish.
He had to have. So this tee shot is all about hitting this initial gap. If you can hit that initial gap, you're going to get a decent way down the fairway. But if you do not, you're looking at a bogey.
All right. Connor taking his time. Going high-speed driver again.
At least he's in the fairway. But
Yeah, not the worst reaction, but that definitely opens the door a bit.
Ben choosing to go a little bit lower speed here. Probably some gamesmanship after watching Connor's drive.
yeah, a little early release, but he gets away with it. And it'll make his par just a little bit easier. That's a good spot to be, but he still has a lot to get by for his approach.
All right, Connor just needs to bite off a good amount here. Just give himself a chance to save the par, and that is pretty much about as good as he can do from there.
And that's a scary shot because the fairway kind of tilts a little bit to the right and filters your shots down towards that cliff.
Uh-oh.
Sit. Yeah, I think he might have found that cliff. So, big shot for Ben here. Yeah, just chipping his way down the fairway.
Yeah, par here now pretty much would guarantee Ben to at least be within 1 stroke going into 18. That's a good tree. Probably keeps Matt in bounds there.
He's looking straight up. Well done from where he was.
All right, so Connor throwing his 3rd. Looking to get up and down for par. Oh, just barely catches the left side of that gap.
That could have leaked. That could have leaked down. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what that lie looks like. Ethan gets through. Gonna have a long look for himself. Ben now has that luxury of being able to go out and around.
He thought about this one for a moment, but you can't see the hyzer play for the backhand. Just it's not there.
Yeah, and he's got a great touch forehand, so really no decision. Leaves it a bit short. Still a tester coming up. Oh, sit down.
Sit. Man.
All right, can he knock down another big one? This is to save a par from maybe 60, 70. Nah, it doesn't. Just laying it up.
Yeah, I don't hate that. If something happens and he rolls and goes OB, I mean, it's just devastating.
Yeah. Guaranteed to at least have a share of the lead going into 18, but
yeah,
we'll see if it's a tie or if it's a one-stroke lead. Ben here for his par knocks it down. That's a nice confident stroke.
And well done after the, he missed kind of a shorter one on the last one. He just steps up to that and goes, nah, no problem.
Tough hole 17, showing its teeth here on our lead card.
Yeah, this was the second hardest hole behind hole 5. And there were no birdies on the day for this one either, as Ethan splashes out on the right side. Tough one.
Tough one to take, but looking to finish strong. Just one left. And still grab himself a good finish here at this event.
So going into hole 18, we have a tie at the top. So consider this just a playoff hole here. 18, par 4, 508 feet. There's a gap to the right. You can kind of throw a gap up the middle. You just want to get through this initial line of trees, and then it really opens up.
All right, Ben will have the box first. If he's able to put something out there, can definitely put a lot of pressure on Connor to execute. This looks pulled, but it gets through.
Gets enough distance there to be in a decent position.
Yeah. This fairway naturally kind of like goes off to the right, and then if you flex something back, that's where it's the most open. Some guys try to punch up the middle, kind of where these like sloping, like skinnier trees are.
At this point, there's a number of people coming off the course for their round, and they know there's a bit of a battle going on, so they're starting to come over here and join us on hole 18.
Oh yeah, definitely can see the growing gallery behind our card there. This is absolutely smoked from Connor. Great drive, puts him up top.
Yeah, he should have an open shot to the basket from there. As long as this stays up, yep. As long as it stays up top, you got an open shot. That'll be just fine.
Not a bad kick there for Ethan, so Matt gonna be up first. It's a good shot. Should be just around circle's edge.
Ethan with a hyzer in. You can park it just to end your tournament on a tap in.
All right, so Ben will be first to approach the green, going with the sidearm, looking pretty good if it has the distance control. Sneaks a bit long, but about a 20-footer for birdie. Oh. All right, couple of tricky little putts with this tree in the way.
Yeah, Gary, are those branches low enough to kind of hinder them?
They definitely are. I mean, Connor's a little bit closer to the ground than Ben is, so maybe a little bit of an advantage being a little shorter. But it's going to be in their way. Not enough to probably stop their putter, but enough to be in their heads.
All right, so a couple tricky 20-footers coming up. A wide open one for Ethan. Just a bit low. Tough back nine for him, but yeah, you can see Connor just going to have to try to find a gap and spin it through there for birdie to get to 9 under par.
Well done.
He knocks it down. All right, so Ben knows what he's got to do. A tricky putt of his own going to the knee. And he's got to make this to force a playoff.
Wow, even hits the branch with his swing. Fights through it. That's awesome.
You know what that means, boys. Playoffs.
Here we go.
All right, Gary, what are we doing for the playoffs here?
We are headed back to the ruins, and we're going to run back 15, 16, 17, and 18 until we have ourselves a winner.
Cool. Love to see it. Congrats, Tyler Ferretti, the hot round of the day with 1 under par. The only guy under par sneaks his way into 3rd place and a podium finish. But like you said, Gary, here we are, hole 15, a great hole, the signature hole. You got to end it here.
Ben was given the opportunity to go first or second, and he said, I will go first.
Wow. I love it. Confidence, just blast one down this gap.
Oh, he's going with the sidearm. We saw him go backhand just a couple holes ago.
All right, so I wonder how close he is to that building, if that's kind of gonna be in his head a little bit. He's got to throw more up, and Connor's gonna do the same thing. He looks like he's gonna throw the forehand as well.
Interesting. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, both of these guys deciding to change the game plan, and that's just pulled a bit from Connor. Drops it in the fairway though, but a long approach coming up.
This looks early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Puts himself up there on the ledge for the yellow basket.
So, yeah, nice little gallery coming up with the bird's eye view. Connor will be up first. Just got to put this close. Secure the par. Put the pressure on Ben, and he does, to get up and down and take this thing home.
Okay, it's there.
Tricky little lie for Ben here.
Yep, having to go for that step out forehand. Just needs this to land soft. Like you said earlier, Dan, don't want to come up short.
No, this is not what he wanted.
Not at all. Drifts all the way back to circle's edge. Long uphill putt. Death putt, too, with just nothing behind for the win.
Wow.
Confident the whole way.
Cold-blooded Ben Appel cans the death putt on the first playoff hole. You love the sportsmanship. What a battle these guys had all day.
That was a lot of fun to watch. Then what an exciting ending. That was so cool.
We couldn't ask for a more ideal way to finish the first inaugural Lebanon Amateur Championship.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ben Appel, getting the trophy for first place in MA1, taking it down after the first playoff hole. What a battle from Connor Leaman. Oh, so much fun to watch, like you guys said. And thank you all for watching, for tuning in as we take a look at this final leaderboard. Matt Decker with a nice round as well. Even par jumps himself up into 4th place. Thank you to Elevation Discs for supporting this coverage. We've got a lot more coverage coming out this year of tournaments all over the country, so make sure to subscribe to Heiser Media so you don't miss any of them. For Gary Daddario and Dan Brooks Wells, I'm Nathan Johnson. We'll see you next time.
Later, guys.